How long gone? Beautiful, warm Thursday afternoon, early evening here in London. It's like 6 o'clock at night, and the sun is not going down till about 10, which is fucking with my mental.
Why is that? Why is it so late? Is that a normal London thing?
I think it's just there's a couple weeks in the summer where it's like this, where they get Scandinavia vibes.
Serving Scandinavian realness. Okay, that's cool, man. That's very cool. We were just talking about London, getting our little itinerary rocked up for our trip out there early August for our show on August 4th. Looking forward to it. We've got a little after party cooking, more on that later. A lot of people are wanting us to have after parties in various cities.
Yeah, because
Chicago, there's an offer on the table for Chicago. I'll run it by you.
Yeah, send that over. Let me get eyes on it. I mean, I think that it's. I mean, why not? You know what I mean? It's like I also think that the live show only lasts like an hour. You know, so you still have a lot of night left and a lot of gas in the tank, depending on what kind of person you are.
Yeah, you have to go to the show and then you have to smoke cigarettes and talk about it with other people for at least 3 hours.
At least 3 more hours. And you've paid the babysitter, you've splurged on Uber Black. There's no reason not to stay out and have, 7 mixed drinks and a couple bumps. I just can't find a reason not to do that.
Yeah, can I get 7 mixed drinks, please?
I would love 7 mixed drinks if you have them. But yeah, it's really hot here. It's like a full heat wave, like 90 degrees, but there's no humidity. There's no humidity really. But I went to River Cafe last night with Carter and Noah, and I got on the train and I forgot that they don't air condition, no air con on the tube.
No air con on the tube.
So it's hitting 20 degrees warmer than it is on the street, like more than the pavement. And it was just, I got off because it's a little bit of a trip out there, and I got off and just like was drenched. It sucked. It looked like I had run.
Well, were you wearing any of your J. Crew shorts or PK polo shirts to kind of sweat wick that away?
That's a great idea, and thank you for mentioning that. But no, I was wearing jeans and a t-shirt and one of Carter's shirts. Like I had an overshirt on, but it's kind of see-through-y, so it felt like it would bring me up a notch look-wise without adding to the body temp. But boy, was I wrong.
That was cool of Carter. So you spent the night and he let you borrow one of his. How's that work? And he's like, let's go grab a little bit of brekkie with my friend. And you're like, I just have a t-shirt. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm gonna go to Mayfair. And he's like, just borrow one of mine. And then you're like, daddy vibes.
Hey, last night was like super cool. Do you want to get a matcha? Carter Young.
You look like you could use some coconut fluff.
Carter is a friend who has a brand called Carter Young. So to be fair, I purchased the shirt in question.
Okay. That joke doesn't work if the person owns a clothing company, I suppose.
It's the only time that joke doesn't work, but I really appreciate it. I liked where it was going.
Yeah, I mean,
I really liked where it was going.
As a podcaster, you have to think in terms of clips, and I'm just thinking right now, a nice photo, Chris wearing a big oversized Stanford, perfectly worn in sweatshirt, Stanford rowing team. Like,
so sick.
I feel like I'm swimming in this sweatshirt. It's so big, and that makes me hotter.
You're so broad. It's crazy how big this vintage champion sweatshirt is. Yeah, I like that. I like that idea too. Unfortunately, no, but I've been staying up kind of late, so I'm feeling weird. I'm going to sleep at like 12:30. For the last 3 or 4 days.
Okay, so you're out of album mode is what's happening. You spend one 36-hour trip in Puglia, and now you're like, it's because you fucking eat dinner at 11, so of course you're going to go to bed at midnight, right?
I mean, I have to go tonight. I'm going to dinner at 9 p.m., which is extreme, and I feel like stressed about it because it's a place where you have to wear a jacket. So I'm wearing a full suit for a 9 p.m. dinner when it's 100 degrees outside.
Where is the restaurant?
It's called 5 Hartford Street.
Sure.
It's like a club. It's Plums. It's actually Plum and our friend Tallulah and then Conrad. It's a 4 top at 9 p.m. But I'm wondering, out of 4 people, who do you think will pre-eat for 9 p.m.? What would you think? Me? Am I the only one because I'm not European?
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. But London's not a super late city. Like London isn't like Spain or
No,
France.
that's true.
You know what I mean? But
But also London, when it's summertime and it's warm out,
yeah, they lose their shit.
we are out in the streets as long as we can. We're soaking it up because we only get 13 days of this, right?
That's true. No, it's true. Yeah, it's true. I'm happy to sweat through my Nova check for this week because I know it's not going to last long.
So what are you going to order or what are you going to eat ahead of time? Are you just going to have a cigar when you get to 5 Hertford?
I'm just going to be chomping on a cigar. No, I'm probably going to try to keep it to a banana, a sensible banana. I feel like that's the ultimate pre-dinner, late dinner snack. Because if you go aperitivo mode, you know I'm going to eat a bowl of chips. And that's just gonna nuts, chips, any of that shit.
You guys should have just gone to Sexy Fish. That way you could have some type of beetroot marinade. I don't know.
I love a beetroot marinade. That's kind of top of my list of bites I'd like.
The beetroot marinade for 37.
Oh, but yeah. So anyway, I'm here. We're doing it.
Great, man.
What's up on your side, big dog? Because I had some actually British news that I did want to talk to you about. I just saw before we got on.
Put a pin in that, would you? Yeah, well, last night we went to see Kate Berlant live at Largo.
Yes.
Carolyn had a shoot in Hollywood. We met up at Stir Crazy. Delicious meal at Stir Crazy. Quite bomb. Had some bubbles. Had a nice swordfish au poivre. Had a good beetroot granita with some berries and whipped mascarpone.
Those motherfuckers, those little wine dealers love a granita. And I love it too. I mean, what a refreshing
it's
treat.
Hot out. I mean, I'm forever chasing the almond granita from Cafe Sicilia in Sicily. That's about as good as it bloody gets. I was eating that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
And you're not usually into stuff like that, I feel like. So it must have really, really worked for you.
You know, it being 138 degrees did lend a hand in my menu selection. Like, I'm not going to have the chocolate eclair. I will stick to the frozen almond juice.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
frozen almond milk.
Can I get one frosé almond milk? Thank you. How was Kate? Was the show fun?
Show was fun. She was cooking. She had a lot of interesting material. Since we're going to be in conversation with her at the EatsCon Infatuation next weekend, I was trying to soak up any food related stuff, and she had a food chunk, as they call it.
Nice. Because I would like to just be like, can you run down the 5 restaurants you hate the most that are here at EatsCon? But I guess we should do something a little more involved.
I saw that EatsCon, they have Cafe Pana, New York.
I did see that too. No, the lineup. No, I looked at it when they sent us that email with like the run of show. I was like, this does look kind of banging.
Don't patronize me.
No, I'm serious. It does. I'm serious. I'm like, I mean, I don't want. There's some collaborations that maybe shouldn't exist, but that's the spirit of ththings like this.
That's everything.
That's the
every
spirit.
Bloody thing.
Okay, so she had some food. She gave you some. She got the memo. Without you having to talk to her.
I think she was like, maybe I need to bring out my pen and my pad and work out, 5 minutes in the food space since she's going to be up on stage. And luckily, I think we share a lot of through lines with our opinions because I wanted to talk to her about sort of the whole entire concept of chefs as storytellers. And she made a joke about that. I didn't even have to bring it up. She's already in the same headspace as me. But
who would you say is
funny joke?
Who would you say is the number one? Like, if somebody said this chef is a storyteller, who comes to mind? I have my ideas, but like in you have so much more knowledge. Who would you say represents that?
I mean, I guess all of them, but
they all want to. They all want to. But is that, you know what I mean? Like, what is the...
Yeah.
Do they have to have a chef's table?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, every chef is telling their story, and it depends on what it is. Like, is your story like, I'm going to feed you the food of my people? I come from a faraway land, and this is my diaspora of my foodways? Or is your story just like, I'm a freak, and I can't do anything but
Yeah.
tell my story through food. I don't know how to write, and I'm not
I
talking
love
too
I love
good.
Danny Bowen too. I love Danny Bowen too. That's really a good shout out.
But to me, I think it's like such a crutch saying that you're a storyteller with your food, because everyone is a storyteller with their food if they are a chef. And I'm trying to remember. Kate, I don't want to butcher Kate's joke, but she was like, "Oh, you're a chef that tells a story. How about you just, once we nail the crisping up the edges part first, then we can get into."
Then we'll get to the history of your mother's family and how it brought you to create this dish.
Yeah, but I mean that's the problem. Everything is so attached to story now, and because of that, everyone prioritizes the story oftentimes more than the food, and you see it a lot on like cooking competition shows. I don't want to get too far in the weeds on this, but like you can't win Chopped unless your kid is
sure. My kid has ALS, and I developed this
unless
menu.
your house was just destroyed by a natural disaster, all of your family has died, and whatever it is, no one's going to give you the win.
Storytelling is in the same realm as community to me. Like, I want the thing to be good, everything else is secondary. I'm happy if the story or the community is strong and interesting, but you got to keep me there with a good pizza or whatever.
The story has to also involve deliciousness,
it's just some
like I want the story
stuff.
to be like, I want Rene Redzepi to be, I was wandering through the fjords of Denmark, and I stumbled upon this berry, and I ate it, and it was really good, so I put a bunch of it in a basket, and now I'm charging you 14 grand for it here, and it tastes really good. And that's the story, versus like, well, my mom died at 4, and then...
So my mom was an addict, and she only liked nachos. So this is kind of my take on my mom's kind of nachos.
When she was trying to kick those perkies, the only thing that she could get down really was a nacho supreme with a house-made crema, and that's why I brought to you...
A fully loaded nacho is the only thing she could keep down. Oh, shit. All right, we have a guest today. Friend of the show, Lorde is joining us, and her new album is out in a couple weeks. I think a new song comes out tomorrow.
/today.
Yeah, /today. Sorry, yes, on Friday. New song comes out today. And this is a long overdue podcast, so I'm glad that it worked out.
Yeah, good old Lorde has been a friend of the show for a long time. I mean, going back to the Tall Tales days, and I would always say, "Hey, let me know when you're ready to pod," and she would say, "Fuck you, Jason," and I would say, "Fair enough, carry on, enjoy your beautiful music career," and it appears the time is now, and I think it's because we weren't ready for it, right? God said, "Nah."
God did. Can you say God did in a New Zealand accent?
God did. Okay, let's give Ella a zoom.
Wow, boys, this is huge. This is absolutely huge. Is it not?
I agree. I said on
years in the making.
I said on the intro, it's long overdue. It's long overdue. But I need to, before we get into it, I really do need to know what the 3 beverages are, because you said you did berries right before the podcast, so I know you need to hydrate.
I need to hydrate. I did berries purely for the purpose of kind of getting in the right zone for this. I was like,
have you done berries before?
I do berries.
Okay.
A couple times a week.
Okay.
So I have my water.
Your signature water bottle. My signature water bottle,
which I'm noticing actually is she's famous. Like, she gets some looks around town. Like at Barry's, people kind of, it's the water bottle. It's not me.
Did anyone from the Snow Peak Corporation reach out to you?
Yeah, it was really cool. They were like, I don't know what. Like, do you want anything from us? And I was like, no, it's all good. And they were like, okay.
That's good. I got the bottle. I'm kind of straight. I got the one I need.
Companies who don't really do that sort of thing, Me.
It is sweet of them to ask, though.
Anyway, I also have juice crafters. I have the 1.5 Ojai Special. I have the shot, the evil shot. Do you juice crafters, Jason?
I don't really. I'm not a juice crafter. I mean, I love juices, but I rarely go to the store and buy a juice.
You're doing it at home?
I make orange juice at home and I do watermelon juice at home, but those are the only things I'm really juicing, I would say.
Cute.
I drink juice every day when I'm in New York.
Like a good boy?
You do? What kind of juice are we talking?
Spinach, Swiss chard.
Ugh.
Wait, do you go to
Mad Fala, the place like across from Noah on Kinmare.
Oh, weird.
This is like it's this guy from Bhutan who is an asshole and never has acknowledged me, but the product is really good.
Okay.
So I
We love the product.
continue to go.
I got hooked on the green juice in making this album, and it I never had the like nasty no apple,
Yeah, sure,
juice
sure.
generation, like the full. It's so kind of vintage. But
Do you
is
think
good.
it does anything, or do you just like the way it tastes?
I believe it keeps me well. I have one of the worst immune systems of all time. I will get sick once a month for real, and I think of the green juice and the shot
Keep it
does
away.
something, but it has to be like proper evil.
What about wellness formula? Do you ever take wellness formula pills?
I don't fuck with the wellness. I've done it. I don't know.
Honestly,
Not for
3
me.
a day. I used to get sick all the time.
Come on.
Take 3 a
Oh,
day.
really? It works?
I take 3 a day too. He put me on.
Don't do it once you get sick. Just do it every single day. And,
Wow.
I'm sick once, twice a year probably.
Damn.
Not counting COVID.
Can I ask Jason?
If you're always ready, you never have to get ready. Is what I like to say when it comes to my body.
Can I ask Jason what's the little strip? What's on your nose?
Oh, no. It's just a nose strip. Just a little.
What does that do?
You put it on your nose and then it opens up your nostrils and it allows better nasal breathing. I usually put it on sometimes, like when I'm doing my whole nighttime routine. I'll put it on at night and then I'll do the mouth tape.
Oh, okay, one of those.
After he
One
does
of
his
those.
12-step skincare routine and his everything shower, he's
Got
able to
it.
tape his face up
Got it.
before
Ella,
bed.
just come get ready with me. I'll show you. But yeah, I just.
Hey, come get ready
Carolyn
with me.
zaps my face with this electric wand for a while.
Oh, which one are we talking? The zip, the new?
I don't know. It might be the new. It might be the new. All I know is I know that it's skincare time when I come home, and it sounds like there's like a bug zapper on the. It's just like.
Exactly. Yeah.
What is the? Can you guys spell new for me?
In you.
Okay, I knew it was going to be an alternative
Yeah.
spelling, but I didn't know which way it was going to go.
Yeah, I zap with the new face. That's I think that's doing
Oh,
good
look,
things.
I zap with the new. I zap with the new.
Oh, I'm
Wait,
zapping.
what's up? Where are you guys? Are you in LA?
Yeah, I'm at home. Chris is in London.
Well, good tea, Chris. The big star tea.
Yeah. Oh, hey, thanks. This is
Very nice.
I had to go to. I'm doing something with Selfridge's t-shirt related, so I decided I should wear one when I went to the meeting. And this is the one.
Wear a t-shirt.
Wear
Wear a substantial T-shirt that'll turn the heads.
Yeah, a shirt that the people I was meeting with definitely didn't know who Big Star was, so it kind of fell on deaf ears. But I tried.
You went a little too far.
I went a
You're
little.
like, do you have like a vintage Travis Scott or something that you could wear that'd be a little bit better?
Did you? You were just here though too, right?
I was just there. Yeah, I had a hectic week. They're just sort of doing pressure, and then I shot a video which comes out tomorrow. Today,
Friday. Yeah.
Yeah, it comes out today. Oh my
You
God.
did that last week, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. That was one of the great turnarounds of my life. Yeah.
You're really making people's life hell over there at Lorde Industries. You're saying we need this shit next week.
I'm full pop mode. Like, this is just how it goes. I cannot believe that this is my life. I'm so exhausted.
Well, I feel like that's a trend though of the quick turnarounds, and I think one part of it is people realizing like, oh, we can just film a cool video. It'll take a week to, the thing's 2 minutes long, but we're not doing Godfather 2. We can cut a cool video and have it come out in a week or two. And I noticed that you've been doing it, but also other people as well. It's just, we're moving quick and the attention, like if we filmed it last week, it's already old next week. You know what I mean? We got to use our technology.
I honestly think there's something to this. Yeah, because this was my thing with the first video we did, which was like, that to a crazy degree. Like, we did that stuff in the park and then went straight to the edit and edited till 3. Because I was like, they always feel so stale. I feel the kind of heavy, like gloss coated vibe of the music. But I'm like, what purpose is the video?
I want to talk about the clearances from the city that you had to get for that video. Personally, that's what I'm most interested in. Do they do that on the goodwill, or is obviously there's some payments involved, but I feel like it's difficult.
You know, I'm not super across all the permitting ins and outs,
Exactly.
but I know that there was some.
I wanted to put you on the spot. I know you don't know what the fuck. You don't know what permits you're talking about.
It was definitely
it
was permitted up. We had it all, but I think that like not to that number of people.
Because didn't you crawl out of didn't you like emerge from a manhole in it? Don't you literally emerge
like
from
a Ninja Turtle?
I do emerge. I do emerge from a manhole, but that bit we did a little earlier.
I see you had that. Okay,
so
that makes sense.
Because I did want to be down there and pop up in the park. I thought that was so sick, but it would require me being under the park for several hours in a manhole. And it's very hot down there.
Yeah, and manholes are famously connected to sewer systems, which is not really what
you know, like full Rat King.
To me, that reminds me when you see the video of like them moving Taylor Swift in like a fake gig case down. You know,
yeah.
You're like, oh, right, hold my beer. I'm gonna hide in the sewer for 7 hours and then pop out.
It felt fabulous to me because I actually saw a construction worker down there when I was in the park, and where I saw actually a construction worker peering into a manhole, and I immediately sent it to Dev. I was, look what's happening. I didn't know you could go under it, and then his friend popped up, and the first thing that popped out of the ground was an orange Gatorade. There was something about it. It was so magical.
Oh, that's nice.
I was like,
that's nice.
The Gatorade was under the earth, and it popped up. I was like,
all right, so you're doing now. You're giving Gatorade a free campaign. So you're saying that his coworker from the depths of hell lifted up an glistening orange Gatorade, he grabbed it for refreshment.
That's right.
That is beautiful.
That's cool.
If only Daniel Arnold was there to capture that moment on 35 millimeter. You know what I mean?
Seriously.
Yeah,
that would have been so perfect.
I'm the amateur Daniel Arnold.
I have to say, you really painted a picture with that. Gatorade comes up a lot on this program, so I'm glad that you.
Gatorade comes up a lot. Okay, you know what I am into is the cucumber Gatorade. Are we talking about that? Because that's really the one.
We're talking about that, Ellen. We're talking about that. The pepino.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That feels like elevated spa water to me. That doesn't sound...
Truly. Yeah, no, it's fancy.
It takes a more Latinx angle, Chris. It's more of like lime and cucumber kind of vibe. It's not necessarily. It's not like a Dallas Four Seasons spa water.
It's got strawberries in it too.
It's something that when you're at the taco truck and the salsa is too spicy. A little.
What is it?
It's nice.
I guess what I'm asking is how strong is that cucumber flavor?
It's perfectly balanced. It's
so
tastefully
good.
done.
You could make a cocktail with it. I think there should be like a nice cocktail with it somewhere around town.
Jason's gonna put on his mustache and get to work on that.
Yeah, don't tell me that.
He's gonna.
I'll light it up. I mean, I used to drink vodka and Gatorade as a restorative cocktail all the time in my early 20s. I'm sure you did as well, Chris, right?
No. I've always been like a white chick that drank a vodka soda. I never really experimented with
flavor.
Yeah.
Anything?
Yeah.
You know what I'm into at the moment? I think this could be revolutionary. I'm not a dirty martini person. That's not interesting to me, but I'm into the vodka soda with some olive brine.
Oh.
The dirty vodka soda.
What? I've never heard of that.
Because the vodka soda is so boring.
It is boring.
And typically when we get
salty. It's quite hydrating.
Because normally I'll get a vodka soda and squeeze a little lime in there, but it still just tastes like rubbing alcohol and ice cubes from a machine that needs to be clean. A little olive brine.
Go olive.
It's a nice little glossy coat.
It's good.
Mouthfeel gets a little more luxurious with some of those oils.
It's good.
I see it. That is revolutionary.
Thank you.
I just don't like olives in anything, really. I just don't like the. I don't like the texture.
Forget, Chris, that you.
I don't like the. Well, no, I was just in Italy, and they kept bringing. Well, let me say that I am a child. Thank you. I do look incredibly young, and I'm glad you noticed. But at this hotel in Italy. I'd never seen this before. Instead of like
about this actually, the influencer trap. Have you already talked about it on the pod?
A little bit.
No, we wanted to save it for
you.
Most of the I know that you have a new album or whatever, some bullshit. Yeah, for some new dumb song or whatever, but we're here to talk about Chris's
give a
trip
shit.
in
Yeah,
Italy.
No, I just because olives came up, I really loved this. It was like beside the bed at night, instead of like a chocolate, they put down a little dish. And hold on, stay with me. And it's 2 green and 2 black, and they look exactly like olives. And I was like, "There's no way these are fucking nighttime olives. There's no way." So I crushed it.
Don't touch my night olives.
I crushed it with my fingers and realized it was some sort of candy. Popped it in my mouth. Marzipan, delicious.
Marzipan.
Stunning.
Like they were. So I'm like,
The
this
almond
is.
to olive to
I
almond
can eat
fiber.
olives now if they're marzipan, and I ate them every night. And then several people on the trip were like, "Yo, I thought those were real olives too." Everybody thought that's how good they looked. That's how good they looked. It was
Night
impressive.
olive is cool.
Little Italian magic.
cool.
Night olives is really great.
Okay, so wait, tell me this looked like truly like NBA Disney influencer edition. Like what was happening here? Did you have the whole hotel?
It was top level.
It was like I guess the hotel's like 40 rooms.
How much does this cost? Like, do you think ballpark?
Great question.
I honestly don't know, but
Well, we can ballpark it. So how many people was it total? 20?
20 people.
Okay, 20
Yeah,
people.
20 people.
Business class flights from America to Puglia, and then 2 nights, and then a resort.
Well, the hotel. There was a
Full
J. Crew
buyout.
did a collaboration with the hotel,
Oh.
so it's not like
Okay,
and
okay.
it wasn't a full buyout. There were other people there because there's like 40 rooms, so we took
I
like
see. Okay. Nothing crazy. All right.
I'm gonna say 375K.
Oh,
That's my guess.
I'm going like
more.
875.
875K.
Yeah.
Same.
It's touching $1 million.
It was very, very well done.
I'm texting Sue right now. What's your guess, Chris?
Every single thing. I'll stay in the middle.
Wait,
of you
tell
guys.
me about more about what do you do? What do you do? How do you spend your days on a trip like that?
You just go to dinner. You hang out all day, then you go to dinner, and then the next day we went to the beach, and then we had dinner, and then we left. It was like 36 hours.
And you just sort
it was
of
very fast.
do some J. Crew flick action.
Well, I helped put the list together because I work with them, so it was like people I wanted to hang out with, to some extent. So it was a good crew. But I realized that I was saying this earlier today that's kind of the perfect amount of time, because when you do shit like this and it lasts 4 or 5 days, you're kind of like, I got to get out of here. I can't do this anymore.
Sure.
I can't make small talk all day long with people day drinking. I can only do that for so long. But the hotel was magnificent. It was
You can only pretend to play tennis so many hours of the day, right, Chris?
Exactly. Well, no, people were really playing. I just didn't have my gear, and I'm afraid to hurt my ankle. You know that.
Yeah, of course. Actually, speaking of your water bottle, I had a question. Do you put any powders or supplements or chia seeds or anything, or are you just doing straight New York tap water?
I'm nothing. I'm no supplements. Every supplement I take, I fall off. I can't. I'm not. Come on, who's got time?
So we're breaking news here. You're natty, because there was
I'm
debates
natty.
online.
And you wonder why you're sick every other month.
I know. No, I don't. I can't. I don't know. Everything's so techy.
Where do you stand on ice?
No ice.
No ice. Okay.
Keep it simple, I'm trying to think of the ways in which I don't even really like carbonation.
Okay. I mean, that's fair.
That's a stretch.
There seems to be a trend in only eating and drinking warm things as it's holistically good for your body.
I'm not that either. I'm just
your own brand of freak is what you're saying.
I'm my own brand of freak. But I'm down. I mean, I don't know, the greens powder. I'm like, I think it's bullshit, right?
Oh, that's definitely bullshit.
You guys influenced me to get Fatty 15. I fucking took that for a month, and then I was like, I'm never doing this again.
We need those guys. Fatty 15, you owe us. Come back. Are they still in business, Jason? Are they still in business?
Like, why? What were we all thinking?
It takes 3 to 6 months for you to see results.
Yeah,
so you didn't.
I want to be clear. I want to be clear, Ella. I never.
And
took
what
it.
results did you see, Jason? Tell us.
Well, I mean, it reconstructed my DNA. Do you expect to change your life overnight? It takes time.
You became Brian on the inside. You're that guy now.
Yeah, my skin is clear. It's completely translucent. You can see all my organs.
When we had to do like the onboarding call for that, and these like scientists, what were they? Weren't they like animal? They had the story was crazy, and it was like really hard to keep a straight face.
Yeah, the people that invented fatty are ex-Navy military members who specialized in dolphin intelligence training.
Oh my God.
And they found out that
This is not a joke. This is not a joke.
And through their decades of dolphin work, found that there's an additional amino acid that we've been sleeping on the entire time, and that's where fatty comes in. Unfortunately, we didn't sell much fatty, which is why they're not a sponsor of ours anymore. But we love them over there.
Yeah, it's fine.
They're part of our lore.
You sold one to me. I think I'm coming to see that I'm sort of anti physical optimization on this level. I'm like, Are we really spending precious resources on all of this shit,
Says somebody who does berries 3 times a week.
I think exercise is a different category, honestly.
I agree. I think exercise is a different category. It could be the Roman times.
I hate
on the woodways.
Roman times on the woodways is my dream. Let's get back there.
Yeah, but I feel like you might do some sunning and some earthing.
I don't know. I'm actually sort of like when I'm in New Zealand, I'm a bit more like that, but I don't cook it up too much. I'm not too idealist, but I like to go outside. I don't know, ride my bike. I don't know. I'm sort of anti at the moment.
Okay. I think this is it's like anything else. It just becomes too much, and then people are like, "Wait, I don't need this. I'm good."
I'm only trying to take on habits now that I'm gonna have for the rest of my life. I'm so sick of. Don't you feel like the last 10 or 15 years of the internet has just been about taking on this crazy new habit, doing it for some short period of time and shedding that self. Like I have to, and I feel this way actually about buying shit too. I noticed this recently because when you're in album mode, the amount of shit that's coming into your life is so fucking next level. And I'm not really like a shit guy. I like my things, but I've noticed this. I was like, getting something new, there's actually a requirement from you to like split this little bit of your soul and put it into the object. It's like a Horcrux, you have to like form this relationship with it and love it. Like I feel this way about clothes. I'm like, I don't want to form a new fucking relationship with another pair of jeans.
I love forming relationships with jeans specifically, but
like it?
No, I think you're right, and I think you
have your things, and they contain your specific steeds on different days.
Totally.
As soon as you finish that album, how many days, weeks, or months does it take until you feel like it's time to write a song?
I'm absolutely like horny for it right now. I'm like just dying to get someone to write a song with me. It's quite hard to get people to do it at the moment because we're all quite busy. But...
So you don't have room for a new jeans because you're trying to write a song with new jeans.
No, don't get me wrong. I have hundreds of new pairs of jeans.
So when you said
finding it hard to,
you said when you're in album mode, so many things are coming to you. Are you talking about influencer branded products that are arriving at your door?
Exactly. Okay. I'm getting the Balenciaga handbag, the Gucci handbag, I'm getting the skincare line.
I do feel I feel bad for you.
My heart goes out to you, Ella. I will say first and foremost. I'm so sorry.
Jason and I get a bunch of shit we don't want, and at least yours you can sell for money. I mean, that's the that's the best part.
I feel like brands shouldn't give me anything because I'm never going to post them, and I'm probably going to give them away.
Well, don't say that. Don't say that. Slow down now. Someone from Huxley pops in. They're like, "We're gonna want to cut that."
Yeah, Huxley's in the chat.
Like, no. Well, I think that there is a world where if I'm a brand and I'm sending you something, and you don't necessarily want to use it, I would rather you give it to someone who would than have it sit in your closet. You know what I mean, or be sold. Like that seems like a nice thing to do.
I mean, I'm like. Come on, guys. Like, I haven't been on I only just come back onto social media after years. All right. Where's it going to go? Send it to.
Well, they're just hoping that you'll enjoy this necklace or bracelet that they sent to you, and you'll be maybe a photo of you coming out of old time and they're wearing it, and that's
all time in the striped Mew Mew polo,
or they just love you, and somebody who works at that company just loves you and wants to send it to you because they think you'll like it.
And I am very grateful, and I hope your expectations are low because
no, but you're in a good sweet spot because nobody's ever gonna follow.
They don't expect it.
Like when somebody sends me something and it's ugly as fuck, they're like, "So you're gonna post that?" They're never gonna ask you to post it because you're never gonna read it. But for me, they're able to get to me and guilt trip me.
I think they would ask her to post it, and there would be a number after that would be a payment for the posting, and that's the difference. At least you get the offer.
But you're never going to do that, right, Ella? You're never going to do a paid post, or have you already done it before?
I have never done a paid post.
Wow.
And I feel like I'm probably never going to do a paid post. I think that my work is spiritually pure zone in that regard. Like, I think something happens if you take money. But I have done some like privates and stuff for bad rich people.
Oh, I love a I know you did a private for the Sultan. Kept that on the low. I get it.
I think I did an Amazon private, which is crazy. Like, can you believe I did an Amazon private? I didn't even really like know much about Amazon many years ago. I would never do that.
Was it like Bezos's birthday? Like, what exactly?
It was like the Christmas party or something like that, the holiday party.
Ella, I'm sorry.
Cool.
I know that you have morals and standards, but you got to do that stuff. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Like, really, like, you're not part of the problem.
I don't really do that stuff though. Like, I mean, there's so much bad money in music. It's all just bad. It's all evil money. But I don't do brand stuff. I think honestly because I can't sell it. Like, I can't sell the dream. Like,
you can't present it that way.
Some of my peers do it, and I'm like, if I was this good at, like, if I could do it this naturally and make it sort of seem fun, and like, I want to be drinking that drink, you know, I would do it, but I can't. It's not good.
But I think you also come from a little bit of a different time.
I do. I really do.
Like, you've had a record deal for a long time. Like, it's just, it wasn't, when you started, it wasn't really available like that. Like, things didn't really exist in that way.
Yeah, no, I think that I am from a different time. I totally see that. Like, it's so interesting rejoining the stream every kind of 3 or 4 years when I have an album come out. I'm like, wow, you're really walking into a whole different room every time. Yeah, definitely this time I can, you know, feel how different it is. And, but it's cool too. Like, I really like some of the ways it's changing. It actually reminds me at the moment kind of like 2013. There's sort of no rules. It's very open. I mean, there are rules, but there is an openness to it. And people really don't know what's going to go, you know. And so I think everything moves much quicker. Like, it makes things a lot more fun. I mean, the number of things that coming out of Soul Power, it was like quite, my stock was not like, you know, it was not on fire. We love her. We love Soul Power. But I remember, like at the start of this cycle, you know, sort of like trying to be like, maybe I want to be on this cover, or I want to sort of book this thing, like maybe I'd want to go to Met Galas, you know. I could not get anything. It was actually very...
so you were like ready to play ball and they weren't answering.
People were like, you know, nothing at this stage. It was quite mellow. It was so funny. I went to Coachella, and that Monday, it was like, do you want to go to the Met Gala? Do you want to, this brand wants to work. It was just like all on. I was like, this is nuts. It's so quick.
How many times have you been to, is this the first time you went to the Met, or have you gone before?
No, I've been 4 times. That was my 4th time.
Oh, you have been a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, all you had to do was put a little stripe of tape on one of your shoes, and they're like, all right,
exactly.
Met Gala, let's go.
Literally just that. It's crazy.
She's got it.
She's got it. The 3M's out.
So you've been to the Met a few times, you said?
I've been to the Met a few times, and I think I'm like one of the few people who doesn't have like a full existential crisis. Like, I think all of my peers are in deep pain. No one is having fun, but I actually have fun.
But because the clothes are so uncomfortable, or because of the process?
I think people feel that the stakes are very high, and that, you know, they want to look really good, and it's so scary and hard to pose and all this bullshit. But my thing is, for me, the ceiling is quite low. You know, I had full cystic acne this year. You know, so I'm kind of like, what's going to happen? I'm going to look like, I already know. You know what I mean? My hopes aren't that high. I'm not like,
right. For what you do, the Met Gala is not going to affect anything that you really do in your day-to-day person.
I'm more just saying, like, how hot am I going to be on that carpet?
Come on.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
But I don't think people, that's funny that you say hot, because I feel like that's not the point.
No.
I don't feel like people want to look hot. I feel like they want to be noticed.
Right.
in whatever, and not from like physical appearance, from the look itself.
Right,
it's the one
yeah.
time.
No, yeah.
Like
no,
nobody's
getting
like
the
got.
look right.
I mean,
it's
you
fiddler.
were relatively revealing in the Tom Brown, but like there's no like titties out at the Met Gala. That's not the vibe. You know, it's like even
right.
I don't care what the theme is, but it's like it's a little more. It's almost reserved in some ways, even though the clothes can be crazy.
Yeah, I guess maybe people aren't drawing on their sort of natural source of power because you are having to do something different because it's the whole point of the Met. It's a funny thing to all
There's
be in
so
that
many
room
people in those. There's so many people in
so
those rooms, and there's so many. It's so extreme. I like couldn't believe
so
the first
fun.
time I went to the Carlisle. I couldn't believe it. I was like, I didn't know it was this crazy. Like I had no idea it was that crazy.
No, it's so ridiculous, but it was fun. I had fun this year. It's a good one.
Well, speaking of parties, on your website, there's a little thing where there's a bunch of words.
Go on.
Biking, smoking, swimming, new strength in my shoulders, feeling something awakening. First time taping my chest, so scared to be him. And then lastly, the GQ party. And I'd like to know what you mean by the GQ party and what happened there. Is that personal and private?
Wow, guys, we've arrived. Hell no, we're fucking getting into it. Okay, we need to actually. It's cool because the song. Oh wow, I need to just take a second. It's too huge. Do people know how long this is in the making? I mean, really, we could take this back to like when I was 15. I was listening to Jason's podcast.
You were 15 then?
Doing my filing job. I was 15 years old.
Let's
my filing job listening to Jason.
I didn't think. How do you think you came across Tall Tales?
I think because I followed I'm Boy Crazy blog, Alexi.
Oh, Alexi
and I think
Wasser?
she went on it,
Huh.
and then I was in. So that was back then. Fast forward to late 2023. I think I'd become a How Long Gone listener against my will. Because I'd heard Chris flame me out in 2021. Fuck you for that. I didn't know what I know now. You're flaming, you know. Anyway, like, I started listening to the podcast.
I have been called a flamer before for different reasons, but I get what you're saying.
Anyway, I came to your show, and that's when I met you guys. And I was so stoned, and I didn't know that I was coming backstage. And I had this crazy experience, and there was something. This is crazy. I've never told you this, Chris. I had this crazy experience meeting you. I was like, "What's happening to me right now?" Because I found you so like charismatic, and you like looked cool. You had this cool outfit on. I was like, "Do I have a crush on this person?" I was like, "I think so." And he went home, and I was like, "I think I want to like." Be him or channel him or something. There was like something about you that I wanted.
Wow.
It was like this.
So like the saying goes where it's like women want him, men want to be him. It's women want him, Lorde wants to be him.
So I put a picture of you on my mood board. We're just fucking going here. I put a picture of you on my mood board. Not really you. It was just sort of your like t-shirt and blazer. Very cool. Sort of fit pic.
Sure.
And then we were in the studio like a couple days later, and we start writing the song that comes out today, which is crazy. And I just start kind of unconsciously channeling you, your vibe. Like,
Okay.
This is great news. This is all beautiful information.
Like, do you think I will be able to tell that when I listen to the song?
No. I don't think so. It's just sort of like, I don't know. It was like walking around New York a lot.
I understand.
Feeling this sort of like, I don't know, let's do it. There was a lot of like possibility and potential. And every day felt, just like there was something to grab there. And I sort of observed that in you from afar. And
so you were able to sort of
Chris is literally
usurp his energy.
He's literally abused.
But now I'm wondering, so much like Fatty 15 rewiring someone's DNA, now I'm wondering how Chris was influenced by you subconsciously, because I know maybe a month or so ago, Chris was like, I rode my first city bike. And I was like, well, who are you?
Wow.
And then like 2 weeks later, he's like, I have a membership card now. And I'm like, who are you? And then because Lorde makes music for people who take mushrooms and ride the city bike when they're coming down, eventually. Chris is riding the city bike. You guys, maybe there's some more cross-pollination than I realize.
A transference of energy happening.
The door goes both ways.
Well, I'm very flattered, honestly.
Can you believe that? Isn't that crazy?
Well, it's crazy because you have more talent in
there
your
are
pinky.
a few male muses. Let me be clear. Like Dev was a male muse. There's kind of a few. Jimmy, like it was sort of something.
I want to keep. My point is, these guys all do something good. You know what I mean? I talk. It's a very different. It's a very different.
You podcast good.
We podcast good.
Dev Hines can play the accordion better than you.
Dev Hines can play every motherfucking instrument.
Every,
of course. But this is so. It took somebody like Chris Black to inspire your new sort of sexually fluid journey, which I think is very cool. I mean, that's not an insult to you.
I'm powerful. I don't know what to tell you.
I think I was feeling like quite horny in like a straight girl way when I wrote Hammer. To be fair, like I don't think it was giving.
Okay, I see what you mean. I see what you're saying.
From the place of a straight,
but
horny...
I was like, what if like a horny straight girl has this kind of like slightly macho, like there was just something almost sleazy. I don't know. There was something.
What's up? We going back to your place or what? I'm a chick, but like that kind of vibe. I know what you mean. Because I think as a straight woman who's conveying horniness in popular music,
I didn't want to be coy about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, take from that what you will, Chris. You were part of that.
Look, I'm happy to be a part of anything. You know that my only dream in life is to be a musician. I have no talent. So if I can get any way I can help out, get close to it.
Well, Chris has become a muse.
You're a muse.
For those who can't do, be a muse.
For those who can't do, they just show up. That's exactly the attitude.
Okay, wait. But I feel like we need to go back to the Man of the Year party. So, so this is all happening the same week in LA. So I write the song.
So the song Man of the Year is about the GQ Man of the Year party.
Well, so we go to this party, right? So we met at the show. A few days later is the party. And I go and I'm in this sort of like, I remember seeing you in the red carpet line. I was like, I feel really lame about my outfit. I was like, I feel like it'll be one up. It was not sort of giving like cool Man of the Year, but I mean, it was a nice dress. No hate.
It was me, you, Jason, and Cassie David, right?
It was precisely.
I feel like that was the crew. Yes.
That was the crew.
So when you saw the red carpet, you're like, oh, this is like a big fancy thing, and maybe I'm a little too casual. Is that what you were thinking?
No, not even that. It was that I like wanted to be in like I wanted to feel like myself in the way that I could tell you guys did in your suits. Like, not that I even like wanted to be in a suit, but I was just like, I don't want to be this kind of girl that's like, trapped in this hot dress. Like,
sure.
But all night I was feeling it. I was like, come on, And then the next day, we were like kind of hungover, and I went over to Jimmy's to the studio, and I was like, I think we should write a song called Man of the Year about me.
So sit down for this. I have an idea.
You guys were like really like swirling on the periphery of two key songs.
Did it fall out of you, or did you have to like, was it one of did it like you sat down?
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Totally. No, it fell out. And I had the whole like chorus that day and stuff. And sewed it together. But so consider yourselves like hooked into the.
I love it.
So where do we talk about like the point, like the point structure on it? Like I'm not looking for a big cut, but
I'll take a full name. Thank you. I don't need any money. I make money other places. It's all good. You know what I mean? Do whatever you want to do. That's my likeness is free for you.
I guess after writing that, and then now that you've got that feeling out of your system, is that going to inform or influence how you dress? Or has that already, changed how you dress and present yourself publicly?
Totally, yeah. I mean, I feel like I just instantly got some T-shirts that I liked more than my old T-shirts, and
okay.
started wearing. I just only making the album. All I wore was I could not put on girls' clothes. It was kind of crazy. All I wore was these black jeans that I'm wearing now, T-shirt, zippy hoodie. It was like very kind of some weird uniform. And braids. I was always
That's
braided.
cool.
My hair was
I
always
remember
braided.
I ran into you on the street in like the East Village one day.
That's right.
And you
that's
had that
right.
full outfit on. You literally had that outfit on, and you had the
I did,
headphones
and
on.
that was sort of like the last gasp of my like crazy girl outfits. Because I remember I was in some Kate sweater that was a real like yummy mummy sweater. I remember being like, I cannot. In my teens, I bought all of these sweaters that were like kind of like decadent mom, the
A
rose.
yummy mummy Kate sweater. You just put it on and you go.
They also had big drapey sleeves and a bit yummy, not my
Sure,
vibe.
that doesn't.
The yummy mummy sweater stays on.
I'm too young.
I mean, you have in many ways though, grown up in front of a camera, so there's room to
Totally.
there's room to experiment and grow and figure it out as you go along. I think everybody gives that leash.
Totally. And you know what I think also? It was like really, I remember coming to America and all of a sudden feeling very classless. And there was something that was like really, and I was like, oh, I've got to own content, like buy all these chic sweaters and kind of communicate that because I dropped out of high school, like I'm not an educated person.
I didn't know you were a high school. I wouldn't know you were a high school dropout. Welcome home. Welcome
15.
home.
I dropped out at 15.
Were your parents cool with that, or were you like, fuck y'all?
They actually were very cool. I had a development deal with Universal New Zealand, and I'd made like Royals had come out, I think, and it was like doing well, and the label were like, do you want to leave school for 3 months to make an album? And I was like, Mom and Dad, please, like I need to leave school for 3 months to make an album.
Imagine asking a 15-year-old that question.
Like,
what's the end? You want to leave school for
Truly,
3 months and make an album?
Like, fuck yeah, bro, let's do it.
I know. And they were really cool about it. And I don't think any of us knew that I was like for sure leaving, but that was it. It was over. I didn't went back.
Well, you came to the table with a real opportunity. I came to the table with less of an opportunity and less of a plan. I think
so you dropped out?
Yeah.
At what age?
Junior year, I guess. So like 11th grade. So I was probably 16, 17.
16, 17?
Yeah.
And this was to do music stuff?
No, this was just because I didn't like it, and
This was to kind of hang at the mall instead.
It was to hang out with
Right.
other dudes in a parking lot most of the time. I don't know. It just was a different time where if you said that or you did that, people were literally like, your life is over. Like you are going to amount to nothing. You're going to be on the street.
Right.
Which has completely shifted in 20 years. I would say, I'm not going to say college is discouraged now, but I think it's very much less of a you must and more of a you can.
Was there any part of you that was like, what's going to happen to my life? Like, what am I?
No. And that's the fucked up thing. I just didn't. I'm still.
Chris has a blind confidence, as you'll see.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's good necessarily. I just think that like it's always just been one foot in front of the other. If bad stuff happens, it happens. If good stuff happens, it happens. I have no control over it.
But were you ambitious?
Yeah, very ambitious. Yeah,
you
very
were
ambitious.
okay.
But more in like ambitious enough that like I would always have a job. There,
Right.
like I had a job when I was 50. If you have a job the whole time, your parents kind of leave you alone. A little bit is what I find because it shows.
And you were still straight edge at that time.
Yeah.
So you're not like getting into trouble outside.
Yeah, there were no girls, there were no drugs. It was really there's nothing they could really worry about. You know what I mean?
Got it.
Nothing they could really worry about.
Maybe just some light weapons, but otherwise,
yeah, just light weapons. But I understand what you mean though, because when I moved to New York and everybody I met like had gone to NYU or some other Ivy League school, I was like, oh, maybe college is cool. I see how people value this, and I don't have that.
It really drew me.
And I'll never be able to offer that to any. I'll never be able to be part of that club.
I mean, even like it's hard to even like describe. Like I remember going to a restaurant and I kept seeing that everyone was putting the napkin on their lap when they ate, and I was like, why is this like? The customs were so not known to me,
That's what makes you interesting, because you had to learn all that stuff yourself versus having it beaten into you, in a cotillion class, and then you end up cutting yourself.
Hey, don't come for me. Don't come for me. Don't come for me. I do know which fork to use.
Yeah, I really did not. So that's why the sweaters That's why the sweaters, you know.
So you were overcompensating by spending money on sweaters.
Totally. Because I was like smart and I could read. You know, I was like, I need to telegraph this. And I actually had a moment at the start of 2022. I remember I was in New York and I was like, oh, I might go up to the road and get a sweater. And I was like, bitch, the next thing you buy has to be something that a young person would wear because you're on thin ice.
So you put yourself on probation.
You're about to be. I looked at myself and I was in this sort of chic old lady earring, chic old lady sweater, chic old lady trousers. I was like, nope, we need a young person.
Okay, so you picked up your Uber and you said you changed locations to Brandy Melville instead. Driver, turn around.
Pretty much, honestly, pretty much. I needed some of that, and now I'm like the balance.
Yeah, you have to find the extremes before you can come back to the middle.
Totally.
And it takes channeling Chris Black to do that. But I guess speaking of, you know, cosplaying as an adult when you were not one yet, I feel like, you know, the earlier portion of your career and songs and output has made you a role model for young people. And I feel like now this album, I've only heard 2 songs because I didn't get the advance, which is fine. But I feel like this record is a lot more, or could be adaptable or absorbed better by adults, because adults are also going through breakups and stuff too, right?
This record is unfortunately not. You shouldn't play this to your children. It wouldn't be right. It's. I don't think they can hear it, which is. I feel like I faked them out with what was that. The kids are kind of my friends' kids. You know, they've seen me video. I'm like, you can't play them anything else from this album. But you have to stop.
Like, I'll give you this one, but there's going to be 10 or 12 others that you can't touch.
No, and the vinyl. I mean, you cannot buy the vinyl for your children. I'm making a PSA on it. You can buy the CD for your children. You cannot buy the vinyl.
Does the vinyl have a tit on it? What's going on? What is the
no tit?
What is the reasoning here? Are the lyrics different, or is it an image that is not?
It's image based. I think it's beautiful. I honestly like this album. Just had to be what it had to be. There's like something quite raw and primal, and it just, it had to be fully itself. It's really of the body. And I was also really having this thing because I came back on social media in like 2023 maybe. And I was like, why aren't I seeing anything? I feel like I'm seeing this very kind of, I didn't understand the kind of like the tightness of the censorship. Like I understand it now. Like TikTok stories getting flagged for having like a bra strap in them. You know, you can't say horniness on TikTok. Like I had to amend my caption.
See, I knew that's
Really?
why. I wondered why Jason wasn't on TikTok. He was so resistant, but now it makes sense.
But I was like, there have to be some spaces where we're seeing stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's art. I was just like, I can't censor all the way in here. You know, this is like the one space
we need safe spaces for adults.
we need adult spaces. So.
Well, I was listening to both of the songs yesterday in the Uber over and over again, and just, you know, letting it wash over me. And I was thinking that it would be great to have an instrumental version of it, because the songs are so kind of vocal in their own way. Like it's not like you on top of a track. It's like the song is already like a finished track, and the instruments are speaking the way a human would speak. And I feel like you can just, I mean, we can use AI to take your vocals out and just release the kids version, because I would love to see, you know, it's music that you could put it on and kids are just going to flail around and dance and go crazy, because this, you know, the sounds are crazy in a good way.
Well, it's very sweet. We'll see, you know. Yeah, I don't know if anyone thinks that I'm role model though. I'm not good at that.
Look, when you did
really my vibe.
When you did the thing in Washington Square Park, I texted you. I was like, should I come to this? And you were like, basically no. And I didn't realize what it was. And I was like, well, I'm walking to dinner anyway. Let me just stop by. And I was like, this is absolutely insane. And I could just tell those people cared, if that makes sense. Like you could tell these people fucking cared in a way that like, we're going to stand here as long as it takes, and we're going to take over this park, and there's going to be thousands of us. And it was, I just did not know what I was walking into. And I was like, oh, this is like a much bigger scene, and these people are really committed to this more than I realized.
Totally. I mean, I had the same thing with that, but I think that like part of what what I hope people are into about me is that I'm not, that I don't get it right all the time, and that I am, and particularly with this album, like I'm really trying to be, someone who gets it wrong, because I think we don't see enough living, breathing, like a working nervous system that corrects itself as good for us as people. So,
well, hey, look, we get it wrong on How Long Gone all the time, and that's something we bring to the table. That's something we're not afraid of.
That's part of being a good role model is
knowing
showing your faults, improving,
vulnerabilities,
learning from your mistakes.
I feel like it never touches you though. You know what I mean?
What does it?
I don't know. I feel like you've never been cancelled. There's never been any
no
big dramas. But I also think that's what's cool about this space, is that it's like you do kind of like, you dance near the edge.
I just think people talk.
It's all context, and you're only as canceled as you want to be. But I think people can sense. People can. Well, I feel like people can sense whether a person is good or not.
I agree. This is my thing. I agree.
And if a good person says once or twice a year, it's fine.
I just don't think people. I think people want. I think everyone would love to speak more freely, but have been conditioned not to. And they do probably with certain people. You know what I mean? You have those friends.
Yeah.
And I think in some ways we are those friends. Like, I think that it's like...
Well, it's to me, it's always laziness. It's all laziness based, where like, I'm not even going to touch it. I'm not going to go there. I'm not, and it goes back to like happy wife, happy life. Like, I'm whatever you want to do. I don't like... It's just taking the easy way.
Hey,
out.
hold on. Pump the brakes. Happy wife, happy life is real, but I know what you mean.
That is not real. That is not real.
I know what you mean.
There's no way to live.
I know what you mean.
No, I'm down to, I think, letting it hang a bit more, while also like trying to be a good person and have your morals and stick to them. And
well, you seem pretty happy.
I love my life. I have the sickest life. I had no sense of this until a couple of years ago. I was so like stuck in my job. It was so scary to me. I had really, really bad stage fright. I don't know. I was not tapped into the kind of magic of it. Now I'm like, I get to go on these years-long scavenger hunts around the world, just like finding cool sounds and, like cool language and pulling it all together, and then going around the world again to like show that to people. Like, what could be sicker, But maybe this is why I don't have any brand deals, because I'm a bit loose.
Hey, look, I mean,
you don't need
my commitment to being a real person is.
But I think I think we're swinging back towards what you're talking about to some extent, at least in some ways, in some places, and what you see.
And I don't think I do think it's important to like try and be a good person and to like have morals. I think
but
it's unrealistic. It's unrealistic to think that
I don't want a robot. I'm uninterested in robots.
Yeah.
Is this a weird How Long Gone?
No, not at all. This is pretty normal.
Speaking of Chris talking about how big the reception was when you're at the park a few months ago, I feel like your type of your fan is such a wide net, and I think that maybe now with some more albums under there, have you noticed any like through lines between your fan base or maybe like micro genres or groups of people that you found as more time has passed?
Good question.
Because you see like a Charlie fan and you're like, oh, that person is here for the Charlie show. It's like very clear, or whatever it may be.
You see any gay guy and you know he's there for Charlie, so it's pretty easy to identify.
The Addison has like a type of you can, but for Lorde, I feel like Lorde casts such a wide net of everything, and I wonder if as time has passed, like I was saying before, like
such a good question.
Genre of people who do mushrooms sometimes and ride city bikes, like that is an emerging micro genre in your fan base.
I hate this. I know. I feel like I should start getting fined for the amount of times I've talked about psychedelic therapy. Like, that's a fine. That should be.
No, well, that's why. Look, we've all done mushrooms, and it has changed our brain for the better, and it's good to share that.
I know, but
I don't agree with you that it changed my brain for the better. I think that
just imagine how much of a monster you would be if you never did an epic dose, Chris.
That's true. Yeah, that's what saved me.
Like, you're so bad right now.
Wait, I'm trying to think about my fans. I'm like, what's their vibe? I feel like
Other than just being like sweeties.
Yeah, they're very sensitive. I honestly think your fans are a mirror for you. Like they are.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't
What do
say
you mean?
that. Oh, no, I'm joking.
Oh.
You just said Chris's worst nightmare.
Yeah, I think you sort of like gather this group of people that is you, you know.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
I don't know.
Right.
And Chris is like, can we just have the hot ones in the front though, or something? You know?
I think that's fair.
Yo, I feel like I really know a How Long Gone fan. I really know that.
Say more, my friend. Say more.
We'll
We'll do each other's fans, okay?
There's a lot of them at the Oaks. I think there's a lot of them at the Oaks.
There's definitely a lot of them at the Oaks. That's unfortunately, that does feel like a hotbed of listeners. That does.
The Oaks Gourmet, a
Gourmet.
Beechwood market where you get a cute little salad for $57 and an iced coffee.
Yeah,
Off you go. Get a bottle of wine for $400.
That's
great spot.
No, it's
a
cool.
classique. A classique.
I mean, that's what we want. Do you? I guess speaking of food, do you really make meals and not eat them?
When I sort of had an eating disorder, I was making a lot of food and not really eating it, Jason. But
Okay.
I didn't know that was like. I didn't know that was. Is that something that a lot of people do? Is that like a common?
I don't know.
Part of the problem.
I don't know, but I like was just so kind of fixated on food that I think I definitely noticed it was like more being made than consumed. Or I would make something and then sort of like go in circles about like why I wasn't allowed to eat. I don't know. It's a whole mix.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I didn't mean to bring up anything eating disorder related. It was more as a food, just because I consider the process of cooking food as like a really like stabilizing, restorative thing if I'm feeling anxious or anything like that. So
I love to cook, and I'm also like I cannot waste food. Like I will take a fucking tablespoon of something home from a restaurant.
No, come
it
on.
Was not a great time.
You're not leaving all time with a doggy bag, are you? Be honest.
You know it. You've seen it, Chris.
I tried to shame you. I tried to stop you, and you said no. I'm taking my D bag with me.
I'll take absolutely anything. No, but I've been cooking. What have I been cooking? No, so the end of that story is that I am eating. I've never gotten more joy from food. I'm all good. It's actually amazing. I cannot believe how easy it is for me to eat. Like I was thinking the other day about how fruit was off limit.
Because it's a sugar bomb.
The sugar bomb, fruit is God's fucking gift. You are crazy to not eat.
I agree.
Not crazy. Like I get it, but
yeah, every person who's a fruitarian, they couldn't be skinnier.
I'm not saying that. I'm like, that's a dumb.
I actually only eat pineapple. Actually, that's why I'm glowing.
You could eat your weight in pineapple every day. You're never going to get fat. I agree. It is God's gift, and it should be protected and treated with respect.
But what am I cooking? You know what I'm cooking at the moment? I am like really. I got given a donabe, and I'm obsessed with cooking in the donabe. It's so delightful.
I've seen many friends fall victim to the donabe.
I know it's probably a phase,
Well, no,
it's getting a bit of. So are we doing microgreens on top, like sprout, like micro cilantro on top of the mushroom rice, or is it something like that?
I'll do like a hot pot with like chicken meatballs and tofu and kabocha and bok choy. Really do a whole.
Okay, she said, "Bitch, I'm at the farmer's market. Come get me."
That sounds like such a restorative meal.
It's good.
I love a restorative broth is what we all need.
Yeah, I'm big donabe. What are you cooking, Jason? What's the vibe at the moment?
Well, I'm trying to load up on protein right now for the next month because I'm going to throw out the first pitch at a baseball game in 1 month from now, and I want to fill out a baseball uniform because I don't have a lot of muscle and my body is not.
This guy thinks he's going to have to get Tommy John surgery after throwing the ball one time. I like.
Wow. It's because I want to present. I don't know. Like would they say the definition of insanity is somebody who does the same thing over, expecting different results? To me, I'm just going to try to get buff and see what happens. I'm just going to eat a bunch of eggs and protein and avocados and sardines and just lift weights to see what happens.
Fabulous. I love that.
I wonder what.
So I've been eating all that. A lot of 4 egg omelets. I've been working on my my omu rice.
Let's get 6, big dog. Come on, let's get up there.
That's too many for the pan. It's hard to make an omelet with 6 eggs.
That's true. That's even I know.
unwieldy.
Even I know that. Even I know that. I know.
That's why you got to do all. But I'm using it as a way to practice my omelet making, which is something we can all get better at, right?
I'd like to come over next week for a night omelet if you're interested. Odeon style.
I like a night omelet.
We'll have some night olives and some night
omelet.
Yeah, I'll do a night omelet.
I've ordered a night omelet before, and it feels people look at you a little crazy, but I think it's
very eggs taste different at night.
Eggs do be hitting different at night.
They do.
Yeah, just rub a little butter on that thing. Some
Sorry.
chive. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Last night went to Stir Crazy and had a delicious meal.
Oh, I saw this.
Oh, you saw the asparagus nudie.
I saw it.
I had asparagus. I had an asparagus last night too, Jason. A white asparagus and green. I had asparagus 2 ways at the River
where
Cafe.
did you go? Oh, River Cafe. Yummy.
They had one was with mozzarella, and then one was just raw dog with some anchovy butter and Parmesan shavings. But it was hitting. I prefer green.
I was at rehearsal and I had bark thins for dinner. Tortilla chips and bark thins.
Bark thins.
It's not a...
So we're in rehearsal. We're in rehearsal mode. Are we going like every other day?
We're sort of, I don't know. I'm just sort of trying to gently get the ball rolling there,
Have you assembled the players?
Some players have been assembled, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was really cool when I saw that I was like, oh, damn, this bitch is playing Barclays. And then, we sold that one out, adding a second date at Barclays.
Can you fucking believe? I cannot believe. Like, I can't believe that. That's insane.
After I saw Washington Square Park, I believe.
And MSG before that.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe it. I'm shocked.
Well, if there's any jobs on tour, I'm looking to get into kind of the VIP. Like, I want to be like the VIP liaison.
Client relations.
Yeah, I just want to deal with the actors, and make sure they're comfortable.
He wants to help Benny Drama find his seat.
Oh, right this way, Mr. Drama. Right this way.
Can I get you a cotton candy grape?
I would hire you. I feel like you're quite hireable. Jason, I'm like, I don't know what role I would give Jason in the touring content.
He could do a quick 30-minute DJ warm-up set as soon as the doors open. Before Japanese House touches the stage, we got them jeans doing a quick 20.
Oh, this could be it.
I mean, I don't want to blow J House off the stage. Maybe it'll be better if I play in between her and you.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's better.
Just in terms of energy,
It's an energy thing. We're big on energy. We got to just make sure it's distributed properly.
Well, I'm excited. Where are you playing in LA? Is it at Kia?
I am playing at the Kia. That's right. Yeah.
All right, Ella. Thank you.
Ella.
Wow,
it was a pleasure. It was so overdue. I'm very proud. I'm very proud of you. I can't wait for the album to come out. I know it's been a journey. So
thank you.
And the new song comes out today. It'll probably be the outro song of this episode. So.
Oh my God, sick.
It was weird. I was watching.
What's it called?
I was watching the video for it. It's called Hammer, and the intro of it, there's like a synth line, and I was watching a video of Fortet doing a DJ set at Sonar just, I don't know, very recently, and the song that he was playing was like a techno song, 130-ish BPM, and I hit play on your video, and it synced up perfectly, and it was almost in the same key. So I'll send the song to you and see if we can get Jime Stack to do a little quick edit or something like that. But it was one of those just serendipitous moments.
Jason just can't help but DJ. His whole life is a CDJ.
He loves it.
I love to transition. What can I say?
I love to transition. All right, thank you, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
Yeah, let's have a
pleasure.
Bye.
Let it break me